Hi, I'm James Spicer. I'm with In the Riffle. I'm here to talk to you about how to rig for carp, what fly rods to use, what kind of gear you need. I'm standing here on the banks of the South Platte River today. I'm going to talk to you first about the fly rod and reel. My favorite fly rod to use for carp is a saltwater style 6-weight. It has the fighting butt on the end. It also has oversized guides, 2 stripping guides, larger oversized guides which allow for you to shoot your line much easier, allows you to cast a lot farther. I like a fairly fast action rod, one that has a very stiff butt section, one that you can turn a big fish with and also cast weighted flies long distances. The next thing is the fly reel. The fly reel that I like is a reel that has a large arbor. One with each crank I can get in lots of line. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually oversize my reel. I'll step up one size. I still use very light reels. This one here is a Lampson Reel. It's actually made for a 7-weight rod, 8-weight rod. But it's very big. Each crank I can get in a lot of line. Also is a smooth drag. These fish are heavy. They do pull fairly hard, so you want a drag that's nice and smooth, allow for a nice crisp run, something that's not jerky and can break your tippet or pull the hook loose on accident. The next thing I like to use for carp is a nice fly line. I don't like to use lower end fly lines. They don't shoot well, they don't float well. The Rio Grand and Rio Carp Lines are the 2 lines that I use. I prefer a Rio Grand fly line here in the river. Allows me to roll cast with it, shoot line very quickly. It loads the rod very fast. I prefer the carp line in lakes and still waters. It has a little bit more of a subtle presentation, allows my fly to land a little bit softer. So those are the 2 fly lines I like to use for carp. The next thing is the Tippet and Leader. I prefer to use a very thick leader and thick tippet. It allows me to turn over the fly very easily in the wind, and also it turns over a weighted fly very easily. Also the thick tippet and leader is also for resistance to breaking off a fish. If you use too light a tippet, these fish have a lot of heft to them, a lot of weight. If you can break them off easily if they're running for like cover. That's not to say you can't land a big fish on, let's say, 3 or 4X, but if you need to stop them, turn them away from a rock, a log, something like that, you want something that's beefy and that's going to be able to turn them. So what I use in clear water, low water situations is a 15 to 20 pound fluorocarbon. These fish, believe it or not, are not very necessarily line shy. They can't see very well when the fly is actually in their face, but the fluorocarbon's clear, so it gives you an advantage. I tie everything on loop knots. I use a figure 8, like a jam knot, a Homer Road style. I think on the website it's called a figure 8 tarpon loop knot. I do use another material from time to time called Rio Extreme Tippet. I use that when the water's a little higher, it's a little more off color, when the fish in the spring are a little bit more willing to eat. That is amazing stuff. You're able to stop and turn fish. You can literally put the brakes on them, turn away from obstruction. It's a braided line, like a gel spun, or it's a poly, kind of a braided line. Very resistant to abrasion and breaking. So really that's the basics to my carp rig. Fast action rod with a nice butt section, oversized guides, large arbor reel, something with a big cranking surface area, Rio Grand fly line for the river, Rio Carp line for the still water, and 15 to 20 pound fluorocarbon or your Rio Extreme braid. And that's my rig for carp. Now that's not necessarily the only way to do it. You can do it a bunch of different ways, but my home water here on the South Platte River, it's extremely effective. So have fun with it.